What is going on, you guys? It is Mr. No Sleep here from Old School RuneScape, and welcome to a brand new video for you all today. So today I bring you guys loot from 100 lunar chests. Now for this video, since this is brand new and it's only day 2, I'm going to be showing you guys how I go about doing this, I guess you could call this bossing, or just in general how I get to the lunar chest. You do have to defeat 3 bosses, so what better way to show you guys that than just do it live. We're going to do the final kill for this video, final chest for this video I should say, in front of you guys. And maybe if I'm messing up or anything like that, you can leave some advice in the comments below. Or if you just want to compliment my amazing PVMing abilities, you can do that too in the comments below. But either way, this is the inventory that I use. You can easily just bring food if you want, but I don't actually bring food at all. I just bring what you see in the inventory here. For the gear, it's very basic, just the set of full bandos and a light bearer. I go with the Fang, but you can pretty much bring anything you want here. It just depends on your budget and your preference as it goes for melee gear. So with that being said, let's go ahead and run in. We're going to pre-sip a stam, but other than that, we should be good to go. All right, so we did that. Now let's go. I'll show you guys how I go about this. Really enjoyed this update. Definitely sleep deprived myself to get this video done. I was in the middle of doing different grinds, so I kind of had a late start to this one, but ever since I tried it out, I've really been enjoying it, and I definitely will do loot from 1,000 in the future. But for now, it's just 100. So here we are entering this area. I always go to the northeast here, and I'll show you why in a second, but this is just the easiest way for me. You don't have to do this specific rotation, but I just like it. So anyway, we're going to go in here, and we're going to bring up the mini-map. We're going to go all the way to the fishing spot, which is upstairs on this bridge. Yeah, not this one right here, but this one over here. A little bit of a run, you know, does take a little bit of time to set this up, but once you set this up, it's much easier. And again, you can always bring food for your first trip. I just choose not to. All right, so now we're at the fishing spot, so we're gonna go ahead and fish, and this does take like a minute, so I'll be back when the inventory is full. Now seems like the perfect time to tell you guys that Creator Crafted has partnered with 2-time Golden Gnome winner Witchcrafty to bring 5 new plushie designs to market. Pre-orders just opened and limited slots are available, so grab yours today by clicking the link in the description and make sure to use code Mr. No Sleep for an additional 10% off discount. These plushies are so amazing. It's like they chose everyone's favorite pet in OSRS. My favorite ones personally are the Baron and the Nibbler. I mean, I have the Baron pet in game, so maybe I'm a little biased, but Creator Crafted, they're officially licensed by RuneScape. Not to mention, they directly support OSRS content creators. So the real question is, what are you waiting for? Grab yourself a new plushie today, or check out the incredible LED RuneScape signs, which would go great with any gaming setup. And don't forget to use code Mr. No Sleep to save 10% off at checkout. And a huge thank you to Creator Crafted for sponsoring today's video. Also, always good to play on multiple accounts while doing this. We got the splasher here. Look at that magic XP. That's in like 3 days of splashing and free to play, so I don't even have to spend money on bonds. Alright, and we are just getting the last fish here, and then we're going to go cook them, which is so quick. Watch this. Look how quick this is. It's always nice to get, you know, skilling XP while doing bossing, so yeah, all that cooking XP. It takes no time at all to cook these. Alright, and we're ready to go. So where I'm going to go first is Eclipse. I did put down some ground markers and labeled them, and we're going to walk in here. I guess I'll just pre-sip the Divine Super Combat, eat 1 food for an inventory space, put on the Crystal Halberd, and we're going to just go in. We'll see where the kill's at. So it looks like we got the Moon Shield, so we're just going to stand here. So this is what I do for the Moon Shield. I guess everyone does it differently or their own way, but essentially I just like to use these ground markers, and usually I don't take damage, but if I do, it's very minimal, and maybe it's like 1 hit per round. But yeah, this works pretty well for me. At least we're tanking anyway. Now that this is lit up, we're going to go over here, unleash 1 spec, then go right to the Fang. And yeah, we're just going to continue the kill here. A lot of people doing this since it just came out, so that's always good. And yeah, the clicking box is a little bit annoying on these bosses, but I imagine they're going to fix that pretty soon. But essentially, as these light up, you just continue to stand on them and continue to attack. I mean, this isn't really a guide. I'm just kind of showing you guys how I go about doing this. And now this phase, I just put on my Crystal Halberd. I have Auto Retaliate on. I'm not sure if that matters, but I just keep my spec on, and this is why I only use 1 spec in the beginning, because I like to have specs for this part specifically, and you do take a lot of damage here. I'm not sure if there's any way to avoid this. Again, it's kind of brand new, but this is why we bring food, and honestly, this is the boss where I use the most food. But as you can see, gradually, sometimes we are blessed with that Crystal Halberd spec, and that will speed up the kill It just takes some time. It really just depends where you're angled at. But anyway, there we go. We should be finishing this in no time. Right there. Perfect. All right, so now I'm going to show you guys how you can do this basically supply free other than using Divine Super Combat. So now that we're finished, we're going to sip this cup, and that gives us full energy. I have a cat meowing in the background. I apologize. And now we're going to be catching these Moonlight Moths for prayer XP. For prayer rejuvenation. So there we go. We got full prayer by catching the moths. We sipped the cup on the stove, so we got full energy. And now that we've done that, we're good to go. We're just going to eat a couple foods here, and we're going to go into the next moon, which is Blue Moon, right across from where you spawned outside. All right, so now that we're here, we're going to go ahead and head on in. And what do we got here? Where are we starting at? All right, so this is a little tricky. I don't like this one. Sometimes I mess up a lot. Sometimes I do it perfectly. Let's see what happens here. We're doing this live, so hopefully we don't mess up too much. But yeah, you essentially just run to each brazier and you light them. Try to not hit these waterfalls or they will slow you down immediately. And yeah, we should be good there. I guess sometimes you can run through them, and then once you light them up, you simply stand where everyone else is standing if you just don't know where to go. You know, luckily these people kind of know what they're doing. So you just, you just stand with them, you wait, and there you go. Once this lights up, you start the kill. I've learned that Crystal Halberd and Light Bearer are definitely the best things for me to bring, but that's because most of my bank is currently investments, you know, trying to do some merchanting. So yeah, we're just using a simple set of, I always call this max strength, but it's not 2015 anymore, so it's not max strength, but it's affordable, you know. All right, so now we have this this essentially just kick this frozen thing. It's going to be lit up. There's two, there's, you know, other ones, but you just go for this one, whatever's lit up for you. You kick it twice, and then you just avoid these spikes. You go right back to it. There's one, there's two, and you avoid it, and then you just wait for him to respawn. That's what we're gonna do. And yeah, I mean, you can spin, you can do whatever you want in this time. You can play on multiple accounts while doing this. It's not that hard. It really isn't. Like, it takes a lot to die here. You have to really know nothing to die here. All right, so he's dead now, so we're gonna spawn outside just like last time. We're gonna right click the stove, get the energy back, and you do have these sulfur Naguas around, so you want to pray melee so they don't bother you. Catch a few moths to get your prayer XP. Why do I keep saying XP? Get your prayer back, and then once you get your prayer and you run, you're good to go, and you're just going to head on over to the blood. And this is our last boss, and I like this one the most, actually. So here we are. Let's go in. Hope you guys having a wonderful day. What even is today? Thursday, huh? Okay. Interesting. Every day's the same for me, you know, it doesn't really matter. All right, so anyway, we're just going to avoid these puddles. Very easy. Just don't stand on them for too long, and you won't take any damage. All right, so that's lit up, so we're going to start this boss again. I'm just going to go in for the spec here. There we go. Yeah, I recommend Torva. I don't know what the best in slot weapon is yet, but I'm sure we're all going to find that out soon enough. Remember to stay potted. Sometimes I forget to sip the Divine Super Combats, but that's just, you know, bad habits. So yeah, we're just continuing on. He's almost dead here. I mean, it really just varies how long this takes. For this method, this one's lit up, so we're going to go ahead and hit the Jaguar, and you got to step back so that he doesn't hit you. So like right now, and then that was a little soon, right now. Yeah, just like that. And there. Yeah, I mean, you learn this eventually. I didn't watch any guide. I just pretty much listened to what people told me to do in the room. And, yeah, that's how I learned. So it doesn't really take much. And even if I was messing up all of that, I would still be able to survive and kill this boss. You don't have to do it perfectly. But why not do it perfectly, you know? It'll definitely get you more kills per hour. But anyway, we're going to finish this up here. The spec should do it. As you can see, the clicking box is horrendous. So Jagex, you got to fix that. But either way, there it is. We're completed. And that is loot from 100. We're not going to get the KC yet. But yeah, we're essentially going to re-heal right there. And if we're going to go back in, you're going to have to do the same thing. You're going to catch the moths. And then at this point, I, you know, have my HP, my prayer, my run. So I'm going to go to the shrine. Again, you're going to learn where these things are on the mini-map, and labeling them really helps a lot. So once we're in the shrine, we're going to go ahead and loot. And this is the video completed. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. You know, doing the intro is the outro. But let's go ahead and search it. And there we go, 100 lunar chests completed. You simply bank like that. And then again, we only used a few foods. Sometimes you might not even have to use any, but I feel like you probably will unless you have a Blood Fury, which I don't know. I don't like it. But when you exit, you simply arrive back at the dock, and then you can start fishing for your food back. Feel free to cook it, and then you restart. So that's how I do this. It's cool that you get hunter, fishing, and cooking XP while bossing. And look at this guy. You know, this guy does it. I do it. Anyone can come do this. There's a new collection log with so many new things, and what a great update in general. So that's how I do it, ladies and gentlemen. Feel free to give me suggestions or how to improve in the comments below. and I hope you guys enjoy the video. All right, our very first lunar chest of the video. I know this one is structured a little differently, but there we have some atlatl darts, some sun-kissed bones, soft clay, super compost, and swamp tar. Following that, another untradeable blessed bone shards. You know, I definitely am going to be doing some future videos related to all these new items, as well as Varlamore in general, but what do you guys think about the drop table? You know, I noticed they put Harlanders and Irits in there as well. Pretty strange. Only took 4 chests for the first rare. This one is a Blue Moon Spear. Current value of this item as it goes for when I received it and now is essentially the same, pretty much 700k to 850k. I believe if you want to use the weapons, you should have the whole set of armor, which I do not, so I didn't test out any of the weapons yet, but I'm sure I will in future videos. But yeah, continuing on, we do get some yew seeds and maple seeds, 10 chests overall, 90 to go, and the drop table is essentially all the same normal loot, and the only thing unique is the rare drops. So we did get a dual makuhachi, that is 2 mil, and no, I don't know how to pronounce it, but I'll learn by next video. As it goes for the other drops here, you get a lot of water orbs, so yeah, I mean, I don't know, very weird drop table, guys. I don't know how to feel about this one. I'm not really sure how much money you can make here an hour outside of getting uniques and rares, and I am curious, you know, where the prices of those items will stabilize, but we'll see in good time. 35 chests in, we did receive the Eclipse Atlatl, worth 2 million GP as of right now, so it's nice to receive these items, you know, every few chests. I mean, we're only 40 in, we've already had a decent amount of uniques, so I guess it does kind of compare to Barrows in regards to that, you know, the chest and the odds of getting an item and whatnot. But here's an Eclipse Moon helmet. We did get this. It's worth about 1 mil as of right now, and I'm keeping all these items. Right after that, I actually got a Blue Moon helm. This one's about 900k or so. We'll go ahead and put that in the bank. Check out the bank tab so far, since we are now 50 chests in. Got a lot of random items, you know, is what I'd call these drops, but I'll take it. I am curious what I'm going to be doing with those darts and bones, but like I said, we'll figure that out soon enough. But here's 60 overall. The most expensive item that I was looking for was the tasset. I noticed on day 1, which was yesterday, the tassets were going for 50 mil, so that would have been really nice to get. I think right now the price has probably cut in half, maybe more, but I did manage to get the chest plate, worth about 4.5 mil as of right now, so that's not too bad. Overall, you know, this grind took about 10 hours to do, so it looks like we're at least making 1 mil an hour here. I'm just curious on where the prices of these new items that are brought into the game as of yesterday are going to stand like a week, a month, a year from now. Maybe this can be an alternative method to making a decent amount of money per hour, but I think it's just too early to say. However, it's never too early to remind you guys to use the link in the description below if you want to check out Creator Crafted with discount code Mr. No Sleep to save 10% off. Right, so unfortunately RuneLite does not track any of these drops yet, so we're just going to have to do the manual price check, which is fine because I do that most of the time anyway. But let's go ahead and go to the bank here. What a lot of fun that was. Definitely a very unique way to boss. A lot of people are comparing it to Barrows, but I don't know. I haven't seen the resemblance just yet. But either way, here's the overall tab. We did manage to get 6 rares. I think the chest plate is the most valuable, but prices are fluctuating still, so I'm just going to keep all of this stuff. In all honesty, I don't know what it's all used for because I didn't have time to read anything. I just had to get started on this video. So the overall price check from this specific grind, on average it takes me 6 to 7 minutes to complete a whole rotation to get to a lunar chest, so keep that in mind. This probably took like 10 hours to do, maybe 12 because I was just learning still. But overall it looks like we have 16 mil. You know, this is showing for 2 mil, 2 mil, 1 mil, and 2.2 mil. We also have 415 sun-kissed bones and close to 5,000 blessed bone shards. More on that in probably a future video. But yeah, these items are not worth that much. I believe the task sets are worth the most compared to everything else, but yeah, it looks like the chest plate is 5 mil, and whatever you call this thing is as well as this thing is 2 mil. But overall, interesting drop table. I'm not sure what made them go with these drops, but all right, you know, we'll see how that comes along in the future. But yeah, if we look at the Moons of Peril collection log, we are going to continue, probably do loot from 1000 one day, but we're still missing, of course, the most expensive items, the task sets, and some other pieces as well. So I look forward to finishing this. I mean, 100 KC, and we've already completed more than half of it. It's not too bad at all. So with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. More on this update with all of the upcoming videos, and that is it for now. A huge thank you to the YouTube YouTube channel members with a special live commentary shout out to XXoticX and Deception Z. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. No Sleep out. And this is the part where I show the loot tracker, but there's nothing there. Thanks for watching, guys.